Hi, everyone. My name is Tatum Casey, and I'm a rising senior at the University of Delaware studying marketing with a minor in advertising. This summer, I worked under the direction of Dr. Laura Paul in the Center for Experimental and Applied Economics. As a Project WiCCED intern working on the FEMA Coastal Buyouts project, I decided to focus my final poster presentation on FEMA buyouts occurring in the Delmarva region since 1989. As Project WiCCED is heavily concerned with the state of Delaware and the Delmarva Peninsula, I wanted to ensure that my research was centered around this area specifically. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, better known as FEMA, created the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program in 1989. This is the program that is responsible for funding thousands of buyouts across the United States. I was able to carry out my analysis by utilizing FEMA's buyout database, which houses all of the information associated with these buyouts from the beginning of the program in 1989 up until 2017. I analyzed FEMA's buyout database by identifying what kinds of disastrous events were responsible for causing buyouts in the states of Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, and these are the three states that make up the Delmarva region. There are 12 different categories of events, including events such as snow, hurricanes, and tornadoes, that were derived from each buyout's disaster description within the database. It is important to note that a buyout could have been caused by two or more of these events. For example, a buyout could have been caused by flooding and a hurricane, and therefore would be counted for once in each of those categories. In the graph on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you will see an overview of all the buyouts that have occurred across each of these three states from the beginning of the program in 1989 up until 2017. From my analysis, I was able to conclude that hurricanes, storms, and flooding events were most commonly associated with buyouts in the Delmarva region. This clustered bar graph in the center of your screen shows us a breakdown of events by their occurrence in each state, and clearly we can see how prevalent hurricanes, storms, and flooding events are based on this data. Below this chart is a data table showing this exact same information just in a different form. Finally, in the right-hand column of your screen, you will see three different maps that break down the three most common types of events that are associated with buyouts in this region, as we just discussed before. The first map starts with hurricanes, then goes to storms, then flooding events. In conclusion, it is incredibly important for local governments to understand these trends, as it better enables them to predict buyout patterns, identify at-risk homes and areas sooner, and determine where costs will need to be allocated in the future. Especially for a state such as Delaware that has a relatively small buyout program and has executed far fewer buyouts than its neighbors, it is very important for state officials in the state of Delaware to understand these trends as they can better prepare to respond to events such as these in the future, while also being able to conduct a higher volume of buyouts when the need arises later on. I would finally like to thank the University of Delaware Project WiCCED program, my incredible advisor, Dr. Laura Paul, the University of Delaware Center for Experimental and Applied Economics, and all those who have supported me in furthering my research experience this summer. Thank you.